So, here's some basics to understand. When a civilization first starts, there's a multitude of different ways that it can progress, and one of the fastest progression rates comes from capitalism. Now, it's important to understand that capitalism, in its roots, is evil. And I don't use the word very often because it's a very, very galvanizing word. But capitalism, to its core, pure capitalism, is evil. And I'm pretty sure most people would agree with me if they actually understood what capitalism is. Now, as I understand it, Economics 101, I've gone through a bunch of different economics courses through college, but everybody knows college learning don't mean nothing. But as I understand it, capitalism is companies and individuals finding new and more effective ways to increase personal capital. Now, if there was an infinite amount of capital, then it wouldn't be a problem. But there isn't an infinite amount of capital available because we as human beings need limiting factors. However, greed is not something that gets a limiting factor because greed knows no bounds, just like stupidity. So, in the basic capitalistic viewpoint, we all earn capital so we can live easier lives and progress and provide for our kin and our offspring. All well and good. However, where does that capital come from? It comes out of other people. Because to the point where we've progressed now, there is no infinite resource. There's no new land to discover. There's no new resources to pillage from uninhabited islands that no one's ever touched before. Now, everything is under one section of control or another. So, untapped resources don't really exist in the way it used to. Now they're owned, but untapped resources. Or resources that cannot be tapped because of someone owning them. It's confusing, but it makes sense. Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. It makes sense that it's understandable, not it makes sense that it's ideologically correct or long term. You know what I mean. But getting back to what I was originally saying, one of the ways that a civilization can grow fastest is through unbridled capitalism. And that's a good thing until we reach something like what I would refer to as either critical mass or homeostatic expansion. So, when a society has reached the edges of its land, the edges of its territory, that's when capitalism has to stop. Because capitalism is meant for rapid growth. Once a society reaches its critical mass, that's when the rapid growth phase has to stop. Otherwise, just like we've seen a lot of different scientific studies, when critical mass is hit and a population continues trying to grow past that point, trying to live beyond the resources available, mass extinction occurs. Now, I don't mean that humanity is just going to die out overnight. What I mean is population density is going to decrease significantly, and living conditions will decrease significantly because we are living beyond our means currently. Once we hit a technological homeostasis where we are good, where we don't really need to continue expanding more and more and more, that's when we need to start caring about the individuals in our society. We need to have either a socialistic standpoint, and I know a lot of people will automatically say socialism is bad, socialism is evil. It's not. Socialism itself is not evil. Corrupt socialism is bad. Pure socialism is not. And yeah, at the current moment, socialism in America would not be feasible. Primarily because there are too many greedy pigs in power that just want more power. Their only desire is for more. Greed and gluttony. The important thing here is that we can't allow these things to take over our society. You can't let greed continue like this. Because we see when there's limited resources, the divide between the haves and the have-nots becomes greater. And the haves become a smaller and smaller group of people. And the have-nots become greater in size. Now, it seems all well and good for the haves, and it seems terrible for the have-nots, but the reality is that for the short term, it's great for the haves, because without the have-nots providing for the haves, the people with everything will end up with nothing. Essentially, when there's a small select group of people that are living off the fruits of the labors of this very large group of people, the working class, it's not sustainable. The working class only has so much, and when they run out, the haves don't have anything more to take. The have-nots end up dying out or breaking away. Either way, the haves are fucked. So, if you're a part of the nouveau riche, the top 1% of 1% in America, please understand that enjoy your money while you can, because it may not happen in your lifetime, but it most likely will happen in your children's lifetimes, where all the money in the world won't save them. So, next time you go out and you do a corporate takeover and you fuck over hundreds of people so they lose their jobs just so you can make an extra $50,000 or so you can make an extra few $1,000,000, just understand that each time you destroy these people like that, you're bringing yourself one step closer to destruction. Now, if you are as intelligent as you think you are, and I assume you are intelligent because you've got as much money as you do, hopefully it's not just Papa handed his money down to you. Hopefully you understand how the money was made. If you do, then think about it for a few minutes before you crush more of America underneath your boots. Do you need the extra 100 million? Do you need the extra billion? Or do what you have right now is good? Maybe start giving back. I don't mean like tossing money back at the people, because that would just be crazy. What I mean is maybe start doing something for the homeless. Maybe start helping entrepreneurs. Maybe start doing something that makes you look better in society's eyes. So even if you do end up crushing more people and destroying more lives, because you know you're going to do it either way. Because essentially, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, your tailor comes over and sews your pant legs on one leg at a time, and then you go out and crush hundreds of people's lives. Hopefully you'll understand that if instead of everybody dying off and you losing everything because nobody else is left to buy your shit, if it doesn't happen that way, and maybe it won't, maybe there'll be a revolt, and the people will come to your house and rip you out of your bed at night. That's my nice way of saying putting you out of our misery. Maybe then the people won't do it to you, or at least not you first. So maybe consider that before you destroy more lives. The capitalist dream is a thing of the past. We don't need it anymore. We already have the technology necessary right now that basically all unskilled labor can be outsourced to robots, to robotics. We have the technology already. So, who do you think is going to buy your products when the basic working class doesn't have money anymore? Is it really going to mean that much then? When everybody can go anywhere they want? Yeah, sure, you'll be able to take your fancy little jet from one side of the world to the other faster than anybody else, but what will that really mean anymore? Just a thought. If you want to go ahead and destroy the world, you're going to do it. So, good for you, fucktards. Let the world burn, because I'm sure that's what you really want to happen. Good on ya.